The guy behind me believes only two things happen in the NBA, winning and misery. So far for the new Miami head man, it's only been winning, and here's what makes a winner. Bimbo calls to Kevin Willis for a two-handed jam against New Jersey. Then Sasha Danilovic, fresh off his one-game suspension, a bullet pass to Willis for another jam. Now watch this. Billy Owens to Sasha, a la Magic Johnson to Willis again. Yep, another slammer. He led by 14 early. In fact, this one was never in doubt. Alonzo Mourning, nice first step, and he slams it home. The Heat led by 21 at the half and never looked back. Sasha, he drains a three-pointer. Miami wins 106-80. Willis had 18, and the Heat is 3-0.
We wanted to jump on that team very early, and we wanted to establish ourselves from the tip ball, and we did that.
Our offense is a little bit better tonight, but we still have a lot to work on. You know, we really don't have a lot of our plays in there right now, but you know, we'll get to it.
College basketball is just around the corner. The University of Miami held its first exhibition game tonight. The Canes beat Italy Varese. Sounds like a lasagna, 93-70 at the Knight Sports Complex. The football Canes will try and push all this NCAA business out of their minds tomorrow when they travel to Boston College. After all, winning the Big East title is in the players' hands. The NCAA's decision isn't.
Whatever NCAA does, you know, they just got to take care of that business. You know, we don't have no power over that. Nobody on this team, coaches, and nobody can change what they're going to do. You know, their mind's already made up, so we just have to keep playing football.
With all the hype surrounding Dan Marino breaking another huge record this Sunday, everyone's forgotten about the Patriots. Even though this team is 3-6, remember, it was this time last year when they went on a tear, winning 7 straight to finish the season. Miami doesn't want a similar streak to start Sunday.
So we got to stay focused, understand that the Patriots can beat us. If they come out there and play the best game of their life and we don't play the best game of ours, they're going to win the football game.
Pro Players Stadium, where a dream season came to a climactic finish. Tony, we knew they'd do it.
Did we? Boy, I'll tell you something. It was ugly until the end, Melanie. The Indians had a great series as well. And you know what? We are here at Pro Player, and you can almost still hear the frenzy and those echoes of people yelling 67,000. You know what? The Marlins do win their first world championship ever in the 11th inning on Edgar Renteria's single, and it was exciting here. No question about it. That teal dream is fulfilled. And you know what? Jimmy Leland talked about it back in February. One heartbeat. Play like a family. And you know what? This team would not be denied. The greatest coaches in their sport, all leading South Florida teams. And tonight, all doing what they can to help children in need in our area live that dream. A historic night in sports, folks, as the 4 horsemen of coaching's elite, Pat Riley of the Heat, Doug McClin of the Panthers, Jimmy Johnson of the Fins, and manager Jimmy Leland of the Marlins gathered for the Make-A-Wish Foundation today at the Broward Convention Center. Banquet and memorabilia auction, all helping raise money to make a cancer-stricken child have a memorable dream wish come true. Earlier tonight, I spoke to 2 of those legends on this very special occasion. Your feelings and emotions on being here at the Make-A-Wish Foundation?
Well, I think anytime, you know, you can get some time to come to, you know, a situation and a organization that puts on an affair like this, I think you have to do it. And, you know, Make-A-Wish Foundation has been, you know, an organization has done just incredible things for children, for people, and so and plus it's a lot of fun tonight too. We have a chance to come up, and I know that the coaches, Jim, myself, and Jimmy Johnson, and Leland, and McClain are all going to be up there lying to one another, but we'll have some fun.
A great gathering of coaches here. I mean, the best in the land, so to speak.
I don't know about that, but I'm going to tell you something.
Well, you're being humble.
No, I'm going to tell you something. You know, everybody talks about these 4 coaches being here tonight. I am more in awe than anybody else because I've never met Doug, Jimmy, or Pat Riley, and I finally got a chance to meet them, and I mean that sincerely. I mean, this is a thrill for me.
First, let's go to Miami, where Tony Calatayud from our sister station WPBF is standing by with some thoughts on tonight's ballgame. Tony?
Mike, hello. Good evening to everybody up in Springfield. Hey, I'm going to make you feel a little bad. It's 72 degrees here in South Florida, and of course, the Dolphins want to play another game in 72-degree temperatures, and the Patriots want to go up into that frozen tundra and beat Miami, where the Dolphins have a lot of trouble. Hey, everybody knew it would come down to this. The AFC East finale, the final game of the 1997 NFL season, New England and Miami. And as you talked about, one of those rare circumstances going into the playoffs. Because, of course, of the Jets' loss yesterday to Barry Sanders and the Lions, New England and Miami are right now playing for home field advantage. And, of course, their opponent will be those same two teams, Miami and New England, coming up a week from now. Of course, the Patriots really want this one because on a short week such as this is, going back home, they'll arrive at 5 or 6 in the morning back in Massachusetts, have an off day tomorrow, and then regroup to try to fly back here on a Saturday. That's a tough task indeed. By the way, coming up in a few minutes, we will have up-to-the-minute game notes on the Patriots and on Curtis Martin's status, as well as Terry Glenn. That's coming up in just a few minutes here on the pregame show. But for now, live from Pro Player Stadium, Tony Calatayud and Mike, back to you in the studios.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. Look forward to checking in with you a little bit later on. Off to decide who will win the AFC East. Tony Calatayud is live in Miami. Rejoins us again with more. Tony?
Mike, how you doing? A lot of electricity going on here at Pro Player Stadium. Patriots and Dolphins will determine the penthouse supremacy in the AFC East. And, hey, we knew it'd get to this. The Jets almost got there, but now it's the Patriots and Miami. And, of course, they'll play each other again next week in the first round of the AFC playoffs. All this to be determined, of course, home field. Cold New England or right here in balmy Miami. Before we get the game notes, hey, we've got somebody right here from Massachusetts.
How you doing?
How you doing, Ted?
Excellent, excellent.
You're doing well. Tell me about the Patriots today, their chances against Miami playing on the road.
I think they have a good shot winning today. I think yesterday's loss against the Jets might leave some pressure off them. They can come in, feel more relaxed, concentrate, and just go for the win. I think they'll be all right.
It's one of those things where you really don't want to come back here. I mean, and a loss, obviously, it's another South Florida vacation.
No question. You really want to win, no question. You want to play at home and go from there, because if you do win today, you get the home field advantage. Then if you win that game, your possibility, you go into Pittsburgh, you know, it's more hindsight. But if you beat Pittsburgh, you can host the AFC Championship game.
All right, Ted, well, good luck to you.
Thank
a lot of Miami fans are hoping they see you again.
Great. Thanks again.
Okay.
See you later.
Ted from up in Massachusetts. And by the way, there are a lot of game notes for you. First of all, of course, the New England Patriots, for all you Massachusetts people up there with red, white, and blue on your mind. Terry Glenn warmed up very well. My thought right now, and from what we've talked to from the Patriots people, he will go, but in all likelihood will not start. So Terry Glenn out there for Drew Bledsoe will be in the ballgame. That's good news for the Pats, obviously. Curtis Martin, though, here's the bad news. He's a no-go. Curtis Martin didn't even warm up tonight. Curtis Martin will not play. Derek Cullors and Mario Greer will start in the Patriot backfield. And obviously, the running game is going to be key. And without Curtis Martin, the Patriots are going to have to rely again on Bledsoe, Coach, Glenn, and the rest of that New England passing game. Also, running back Cedric Shaw was activated. So obviously, they're trying to shore up that running game for New England in this big ball game. For the Miami Dolphins, Sam Madison, who's been injured, one of the top draft choices of this ball club, third-round pick, very good corner. He's been hurt the last 2 weeks. Sam Madison is ready to go. Also, I just spoke a few minutes ago to Calvin Jackson, who had a very bad neck injury in that debacle, that loss, that bye week Miami took last week against Indianapolis, losing 41-0. Calvin got hurt, not obviously as bad as the Lion player yesterday, but Calvin Jackson was hurt. He is starting today. I just talked to him on the field, so Jackson is there, and the Dolphins secondary against Bledsoe and company will be at full speed, along with Sean Wooden as safety as well. So Miami looking good. And by the way, Lawrence Phillips, he's the X factor. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, of course, leading the AFC in touchdowns with 16. But Lawrence Phillips was an integral part of this running game last week against Indianapolis, and they are really looking for Lawrence Phillips to make an impact tonight. So a lot of great things, a lot of storylines, Mike, from Pro Player.
Tony, your thoughts on the two teams. The Patriots, of course, coming off a very tough loss to the Steelers, and Miami last week getting blown out, and I mean blown out. You think a guy like Dan Marino, certainly in the twilight of his career, would want to come back with a vengeance tonight at home?
No question about it, Mike. That's a great point. You know, both of these teams, it's a psychological war more than anything else, and, of course, with themselves. New England losing a game, and you well know, should not have lost at Pittsburgh with that interception off Bledsoe late in the contest and Cordell Stewart's heroics. They really have to come back for Pete Carroll and company and have a tremendous ball game. Again, we talked about this short week. If this team does not beat Miami tonight, they fly back home, and they got to come all the way back and play in this balmy weather again, and that's a difficult chore for anybody. As far as for Miami, I'll be honest with you, I've been seeing Miami Dolphin football for about 20 years now, since I was a little tot, basically every minute of every game. I have never seen what I saw last week. That team didn't show up. It looked like Towson State in Miami Dolphin uniform. It was a very ugly day, and can they come back from that? Well, Jimmy Johnson told me they had a great Friday practice and a great Saturday practice. If that's any indication, they should be ready. And I would imagine after that humiliation in front of this big crowd at home, and of course with home field advantage on the line and a possible AFC home field for a division winner, both teams should be ready to go. It's going to be a great ball game, no doubt.
Tony, just to let you know, 6 inches of snow expected here in New England tonight. So we'd love to have you come back here next week. How about that?
Well, tell you what, if I can have a rain check and maybe we can make it in the spring, that would be great. For a Celtic Heat game or something, I'd rather stay here. But anyway, great luck to the Patriots the rest of the way. You got a great ball club.
All right, Tony, thank you very much for the live reports tonight from Miami. All right, looking forward to game time. Tony Calatayud live in Miami for us this evening.
Back live now at the Miami Arena with Timmy Hardaway, and we're respecting Timmy's wishes. He doesn't want to talk about the Juwan Howard situation. He wants to talk about his ball club, and we understand that. And Timmy, first of all, home sweet home. It's good to be back in Miami. You guys have been traveling all over the world, it seems.
Yeah, we've been traveling all over the world, all over the country, and it feels good to be back at home. And, you know, it's just home cooking, sleeping in our own beds. We're just trying to get back to the time zone, but it's hard right now.
It is hard. At the same time, there are also some obstacles that playing at home. You guys seem to have a different mentality on the road that you want to kind of bring over to the homestand as well.
Exactly. You know, we've been winning away from home. Now it's time to start winning at home. We went out on a road trip and lost 3 or 4 games. Now it's time to come home and win some games at home so we can solidify what we lost on the road.
You guys have been doing great defensively. It almost seems like you guys are having fun playing defense out there.
Yeah, we are having fun playing defense out there. We enjoy it, especially the one-on-one challenge. We enjoy the team challenge, and we just enjoy it. You see, when we come off the court after a game, we like laughing and saying, you know, they couldn't do nothing tonight. It was hard for them tonight, and it feels good to show a team that, you know, it's not going to be no easy win against us.
All right, we'll keep on frustrating them.
We're going to try, especially tonight.
All right, Timmy, thanks. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All righty, Timmy Hardaway, superstar guard of the Miami Heat. Back in front of the Superdome, we're 20 minutes away from possibly the greatest game in college football history, Florida and Florida State here in the Crescent City. And talking about history, these two teams have played since 1958, some great games, and they've had some legendary matches. It's bigger than any rivalry in college football. Nebraska, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Michigan dwarf in comparison. Paramount among them all is Florida, Florida State. The two schools have been battling on the gridiron since 1958, including a Gator win during the 1966 Heisman year of Steve Spurrier. But warfare has taken another level since Spurrier and Bowden began their face-to-face war in 1990. The first year, it was all Indians, as Amp Lee sparked a Florida State romp in the state's capital. The Gators get payback in 91 as they harass Casey Weldon, and Matthews to Houston is the play of the day. In 92, Charlie Ward and Tamrick Vanover key a seminal offensive explosion and win. 94 proved to be the craziest of them all, as Danny Werfel stakes the Gators to a 31-3 lead, only to see his counterpart, Dan Cannell, rally the troops in the second half to a 31-31 standoff. A month later, the rematch in the Sugar Bowl highlighted Bowden's wizardry, as a flea flicker helped the Noles win by 6. That fall, a new season and a different result. 443 yards, 4 touchdowns for Danny Werfel, and an 11-0 Gator regular season. And finally, a month ago, the Noles ride the legs of Warwick Dunn to a 3-point win and a #1 ranking. Countdown to kickoff in front of the Superdome, Florida and Florida State. It has been a great series. Nothing is going to compare to what you're going to see on PBF in 20 minutes. Florida, Florida State for all the marbles, and it has been a circus, a zoo, everything you want to call it here in New Orleans, and we're just about to get things going. I'll be back in a few minutes from New Orleans with a little face-to-face debate on who I think is going to win, and Ed David will tell me who he thinks is going to win. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see you in a little bit from New Orleans.
All right, great, Tony.